In the city of love, Verona, where the sun dips into the horizon and paints the sky with hues of crimson and gold, a tale of two young lovers has been etched in the hearts of people for centuries. It is a story of passion, of love, of fate, and of the human heart's capacity for both good and evil. It is the story of Romeo and Juliet, two star-crossed lovers who defied the odds and followed their hearts, no matter the cost. In the midst of a long-standing feud between the Montagues and the Capulets, two powerful families in Verona, Romeo and Juliet found each other. Their families' hatred for each other ran so deep that even the mention of the other family's name could spark a fight. But Romeo and Juliet were different. They were young, innocent, and full of life. They saw the world through the eyes of love, and their love for each other knew no bounds. Romeo, a handsome and charming Montague, had always been a romantic at heart. He believed in the power of love to conquer all, and he was determined to find his true love, no matter where she came from. Juliet, on the other hand, was a beautiful and innocent Capulet with a heart full of love and a spirit that could not be tamed. She had always dreamed of finding her true love, someone who would love her for who she was, and not just for her family's name. The story begins with a grand ball hosted by the Capulets, where Juliet's parents hoped to marry her off to a wealthy suitor, Paris. Romeo attends a ball with his friends, Benvolio and Mercutio, and it is there that he locks eyes with Juliet across the crowded dance floor. It is love at first sight. They exchange sweet words, and Romeo is smitten. Juliet, too, is captivated by Romeo's charming words and handsome face. As the days go by, Romeo and Juliet continue to see each other in secret, exchanging love letters and sweet nothings. They decide to marry in a private ceremony, with the help of Friar Lawrence, a wise and understanding priest. Friar Lawrence hopes that their union will bring peace between the two families and end a long-standing feud. But their happiness is short-lived. Romeo's hot-headed friend, Tybalt, challenges Romeo to a duel, and in the ensuing fight, Tybalt kills Mercutio. Romeo, filled with rage and grief, slays Tybalt. As a result, Romeo is banished from Verona, leaving Juliet alone and desperate. Juliet's parents, unaware of her secret marriage, arrange for her to marry Paris. Juliet refuses and, in desperation, turns to Friar Lawrence for help. He gives her a potion to make her appear dead, hoping that this will allow her to escape the arranged marriage and reunite with Romeo. Juliet drinks the potion and is found dead by her family. Romeo, believing Juliet is really dead, poisons himself in her tomb. Juliet awakens to find Romeo dead and, in grief and despair, stabs herself with his dagger to join him in death. The tragic end of the two lovers ultimately brings peace between their families, as they realize the senselessness of their long-standing feud. The Montagues and the Capulets come together to mourn the loss of their children, and in doing so, they find forgiveness and reconciliation. As the sun sets over Verona, casting a golden glow over the city, we remember the story of Romeo and Juliet, two young lovers who dare to defy the odds and follow their hearts. Their love story has become a legend, a reminder of the power of love to transform and transcend even the darkest of circumstances. And as we look up at the stars, we know that their love will live on forever, a shining beacon of hope and inspiration for generations to come. Their story teaches us that love knows no boundaries, no families, no names. It teaches us that true love is worth fighting for, and that sometimes it's the only thing that can bring peace and reconciliation to a world torn apart by hate and violence. And so, as we remember Romeo and Juliet, let us also remember the power of love to change the world. Let us strive to be like them, to follow our hearts, and to never give up on the people we love. For in the end, it's not the years we live, but the love we share that truly matters.